Lucinda Mackworth-Young, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you for this copy of this book, Piano by Ear. It's brilliant. It's one of the most wonderful examples of work for teachers and to get teachers who have classically trained playing by ear and playing with chords.
Exactly. And thank you so much. I know we're on exactly the same wavelength here and have been, I've just been discovering, since the 1990s.
Exactly. So how did you come by creating this book? What made you do this?
Very simply, I was, as we all are as piano teachers, keen on piano at school. Passed my grade 8 ABRSM exam very well, and couldn't play anything other than my set pieces if I had my notation with me. And it was mortifying. And I thought, no pupil, no teacher should ever be in that position. And it is so simple, isn't it? It's just a question of incorporating the teaching of chords into our pupils' lessons from the very beginning in a logical and systematic order.
It is. That is literally all it is. And of course, one of the things about learning music is, music is rhythm and melody and harmony. But I think harmony is really, really important because as soon as you've got more than two notes, you've got implied harmony.
Yes. Yes, and it's wonderful fun and a great thing to feel part of your family, your community, with your friends, if you can just strum a couple of chords while everybody else sings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it can start as simply as, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star or Mary Had Little Lamb. And kids love to do those sorts of things.
Mary Had a Little Lamb only has two chords. Mary had a little lamb, then the G chord, teaching it that way first. Little lamb, or high on the hills with a lonely goat herd, lay-o, or London Bridge is falling down, and so on, and so on. And these songs can all go on simultaneously. And when we move on to 4 or 3 chords, then, as I'm sure you know, the great 3-chord progression is the one that goes, when all the saints go marching in, when all the saints go marching in, oh how I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in, swing low, sweet chariot, and so on. That can be sung simultaneously. And also, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance. And although these are not the pop tunes, which again is very easy for children to learn, but pop tunes go in and out of fashion. Children have to learn somehow, somewhere, to be able to accompany simultaneous songs at once. So we can use these traditional songs just to teach them how to do it, how it goes. But at home, for example, you just learn the chord progression for Jingle Bells and you've got something meaningful at Christmas time. Or you learn the chord progression for Happy Birthday and have a nice drum roll at the start. And that's the starting note for Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday, and so on. And it's just such fun. And you feel like you're a proper musician. And
that's right.
The other thing you can do while you're teaching them all these songs, which of course are all in piano by ear, is that you can get your pupil to sing the bass. So 1 5 5 1 1 4 1 5 1. And for the teachers who are saying, but that's much too low, of course it is. You need to do it in F major for most children. 1 5 and so on. 5 1, and you can teach them the way around their keys. And of course, as you know, if you teach them C, E, G, and then chord 4, first of all, you must teach FAC, because you must understand the root position. But then C, F, A, cakes for all. And then you teach chord 5, first of all, in root position, and 5, 7. And then you put it into a position that works from the C position. So that's B, F, G, big friendly giants. So then we have our C chord, cakes for all, big friendly giants. And then you've got the chords that you can transpose into other keys. I believe at forte piano you teach G major before F major, very sensible indeed. F major is a much more complicated one. But then of course, as we both do, you can go into your minors. Although the lovely thing about minors is that you can use the chord on the flattened seventh. So a lovely progression. G, F, then E minor, which you can make minor or major. I like the melancholy sound of the minor. And this is a lovely chord progression where your pupils can join in all at once, doing group improvising, where some pupils just hold the bass in a single line, other people do it as a waltz, and other people improvise in a 5 fingers position. And as you know, who teaches improvisation so much, if you give them a confined thing to do, they're freer to explore. So start off with just this chord progression, moving to precisely this pulse. Could be 2 chords, could be 3 chords, 4 chords maximum. And then this 5 finger position only, nothing else, not allowed to use anything else. And then when they're really confident and they're able to hold the pulse, because that's the key, isn't it? Hold the pulse, hold the harmonic change, hold the harmonic rhythm. And then you make a musically satisfying improvisation, and it's all so simple.
It is. And I think that for a lot of teachers who haven't had that experience, you know, just working through your book as a almost like a tutor book for teachers is a great way to start, because it really will give you great ideas of an understanding of how to do this, because it isn't actually that hard.
It's so easy. And I think you need to bear in mind that you're not so much slaving through the book, is you're thinking to yourself, what do I want to do on the piano? Okay, I want to accompany some songs. Grandpa's birthday is coming up, I want to do that. Or Christmas is coming up, I want to do Silent Night. Or I want to be able to sit down at the piano in anybody's house and make a good sound spontaneously. And or I want them all to be able to join in. So another really good trick is if we play a 12-bar blues accompaniment in E flat, for example. And I remember going to teacher training college and learning about the 12-bar blues. Never heard about them before that, which is a little shocking, really, isn't it? But if you know a really good 12-bar blues progression, chord 1, chord 1, chord 1, chord 1, chord 4, chord 4, chord 1, chord 1, chord 5, chord 4, chord 1, chord 1, and you get your friends, either children or adults, simply to improvise on the black notes, everyone can make music together. So the whole room can join in on piano games.
Yes, it's just brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing.
It's such a pleasure.